everyone, Mike here, and if you only have about $150 for a brand new 7-inch tablet, then you'll definitely want to watch this clip, my review of the Asus MemoPad 7 ME176C. The MemoPad 7 HD was a big hit last year, and the 2014 model improves on many of its aspects while keeping the price at bay. For starters, the new MemoPad has lost weight, as it now tips the scales at under 300 grams and has lost some millimeters around its waist as well. The entire thing is still made of plastic, but a matte one. The case is available in a couple of different colors, and the truth is this ME176C slate fits nice in hand and is fairly sturdy. Of course, it will still break if you drop it, and the screen might still scratch in time. That's why you should have a look at the cases Asus offers for this one. My favorite is this transparent plastic shell with a flap that goes on top of the screen, called the MagSmart cover, which perfectly fits the slate and also matches it in terms of color. As you can see, I have the blue version here, which looks great on the blue MemoPad. There's also a fancier option called the Carry Me cover with a leather band and a magnetically sealed upper part, which can be used as an adjustable stand if you want to. Anyway, let's get back to the device. Two things bother me here. One is the micro USB port that still sits on top of the tablet, which means that you'll have to use the device upside down when charging it. The other is the fact that the power button is placed under the volume rocker and not the other way around. But this aside, there's little to complain about. Asus put a microSD card reader on this one and a single speaker on the back, which pushes decent sound, but is not loud enough for noisier environments. There's also a main camera on the back, a 2-megapixel one on this version, and the pics and videos coming out of it are rather mediocre, but that shouldn't bother you much. After all, tablets are not known for their camera performance anyway, especially not these affordable ones. Still, if you want to see what you can get from this Asus slate, check out the written review, it's the first link in the description. Back to what really matters, the MemoPad ME176C gets a 1280 by 800 pixel IPS screen, which is very nice for a $150 device. The panel is a bit dim and there's no auto brightness function, but the wide viewing angles, decent contrast and fairly accurate colors do compensate for that. So overall I'm pleased here, although I've seen better screen on 7 inches before. But how does this MemoPad handle everyday activities? Well, it is motorized by an Intel Atom Bay Trail hardware platform, paired with 1GB of RAM and 16GB of storage, with about 11 of those available for your own content. And this configuration gets really high scores in most synthetic benchmarks, which also translate in an enjoyable daily use experience. But not everything works flawlessly though. The Taiwanese manufacturer put a skin version of Android 4.4.2 on this device, and while they haven't changed the core functionality of KitKat, they did highly customize the interfaces and graphic elements, but also preloaded a fair selection of their own apps on this MemoPad, and this might have an impact on the slate's overall performance. Just to have an idea of what I'm talking about here, the screen comes to life about 2 seconds after pushing the power button, multitasking is not without occasional hiccups, and the browsing and streaming experience are rather cumbersome. However, that's mostly due to this MemoPad's poor Wi-Fi performance, which only averages about 7 to 10 megabits per second download speeds on any of the Wi-Fi networks I tested, which causes sites to take a long time to load, apps to take ages to get downloaded, and YouTube videos to continuously buffer. But despite these problems, the MemoPad ME176C is capable of tackling all sorts of activities, including playing multimedia content and games. Keep in mind that its back does get warm when running games for a while, just around the camera's lens, but if you'll have a case on your unit, you'll hardly feel the heat. That aside, this 2014 MemoPad 7 offers decent battery life as well. It will go for about 6 to 7 hours of daily use and between 8 to 9 hours of looping a 720p video, with the screen's brightness at about 50%, which is adequate for indoor use. All this being said, the Asus MemoPad ME176C is a good tablet and is cheaper or better equipped than any of its A-brand competitors.